Hello and welcome back for game 2 of 5 Corys 1 House vs Siren Song in the Ad2L Season 5, cast by Ad2L. Again, you can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch if you want. It's all Ad2L. And so far we got 5 Corys with a Shadow Shaman Jakiro, so a whole lot of pushing potential. And the Siren Songs going for the Enigma and the Dazzle. Death Prophet Puck and Void banned out by 5 Corys. Silencer and OD banned out again by the Siren Songs. I believe that's what they banned last game. So interesting choice. And I like that the five Corys, they kind of respect banned the Puck after some really nice plays from Gravity. Like 4 or 5-man Dream Coils into the Silences, followed up by the Undying as well. It was just some really nice play all around from the Siren Songs after the laning phase. They really brought it back. Axe banned out by Siren Song, so someone that can really dick around with Dazzle. Basically make him kind of pointless.
Radiance ban.
Wraith King banned as well as the Void from the 5 Corys. I wonder if 5 Corys is going to run this as a core Jakiro, as we've seen so many professional teams start doing of late. Not sure if these guys are going to try and be on that level or not, but is something they might be thinking about. And then the other option is the mid Shadow Shaman, which we used to see. Just get that quick level 6 and then say, haha, fuck your tower. Enigma will be in the jungle. Enigma in the jungle. With so that'll probably mean they'll look for their a solid solo offlane. They might, and then they have a Dazzle, so a very defensive support can really keep a safe lane farmer alive. We'll have to see what they ban out here. They go with the Razor, and they're gonna look up. They need another support, kind of. Well, depends how they. No, they need their mid. They need their mid, their safe laner, and their off laner. 5 Corys probably need the same as well. Mirana picked up, so looks. I imagine this will probably be their off laner, just with the leap. See what the 5 Corys 1 house go for. They have a Jakiro. Maybe, like, usually when you start building a push team like this, you would just want to keep going. More push, more push. Terrorblade in the pool could be picked up. He is one of the best pushing carries with that metamorphosis damage as well. Timbersaw goes out. Interesting choice. Probably a lot of mobility. A solid offlaner can kind of cancel out. Can really make do a lot in an offlane even when he shouldn't. But just a lot of magical burst damage and solid hero all around. Excellent at anti-pushing. Kunkka picked up by Siren Song, so I'd like to see that in the mid lane. That'd be fun to watch. Very solid hero as far as being able to. One of the few heroes that can actually lock down Timbersaw. Get a good X marks the spot into the torrent. Also Malefice and Poison Touch at level 4, very good. 5 Corys 1 house. They instead of the Terrorblade, they go for the Naga Siren. So that'll be their safe lane farmer looking to pick up that Radiance. So they say, Sirens, you want to run the Radiance hero? We'll run a Radiance hero. Hopefully they can get her done.
10 seconds.
They're gonna look to. Sirens probably wants to ban out a mid laner. Assuming the Shaman and Jakiro are the 2 supports. Unless one of them is the mid laner already. Ban out something. Fuck's already gone. Invoker's in the pool. He's pretty greedy though, especially on a lineup that's already fairly greedy. Viper, I think that's a solid ban. A hero that doesn't need a whole lot but can do a fair bit. Of course, what do they want? They want. Bristleback might not be a bad idea here to get out. That's countered by Timbersaw. They want to get rid of magical damage. That's what they're drop too early is just magical burst. They already have their physical damage later in the game, I assume, in the Mirana and the Kunkka. They probably don't want to let them get a hold of anything too solid as far as an offlaner goes. I have to kind of wait and see what they decide to go for. Starters in the pool. He's no good. Slark hasn't been touched. That could be their offlaner, kind of, maybe. No, they don't need an offlane. They have a timber saw. They need another. They need a mid. What am I thinking? They ban out the Spectre, so not wanting that to go again. It looks like they're assuming the Kunkka. Sirens might want to go for a core that can set up their Mirana. The Wraith King is one I thought would have been pretty solid, but he was taken out after the Mirana pick. No, he wasn't. Before the Mirana pick.
5 seconds.
They go with an Ember Spirit. Okay, so Ember Spirit mid, Kunkka in the safe lane, Mirana in the off lane, Dazzle support, and Enigma in the jungle. And that's a lot of AoE physical damage that can come out, as well as some solid magical damage from the Ghost Ship Torrent, the Starstorm, as well as the Flame Guard and Searing Chains. So I think they have a really solid combination. Not to mention the weave. You get to throw a weave stack, a weave on somebody that's trying to push into you, and then sleight of fist. That's gonna hurt, especially later in the game. 5 Corys are gonna want to pick up. They need to be able to burst this down. They had a tide last game and it worked really well. They'd have to kind of do some funky lanes, maybe solo safe lane the tide, or mid lane and mid the timber saw. But I don't think mid timber saw does very well against any of this. They'd have to do something weird. They could maybe mid lane the tide, but they need. Probably not enough burst. But the thing is they need some sort of silence to deal with this Ember Spirit. Death Prophet's banned out, Puck's banned out. Skybreath Mage is in the pool, but I don't think that's a hero they want. Too easily bursted. Who else has some natural sciences? They go with a Juggernaut pick, so not something I've seen a whole lot here. And is that an offlane Juggernaut? I think that's where Asclap ran last time. He was the offlane Tide, if I remember right. Zeus for Zeus is going to be playing the mid Ember, it looks like. Assuming they don't switch up their lanes too much. But Gravity is going to be on that Dazzle this time. Muffins is on that Mirana. Orange on the Jungle Enigma. Juice for Zeus on what I assume is the mid lane Ember Spirit. And Cactus playing that Kunkka in the safe lane. Out of the Dire, we've got Nomo on the Naga, who currently is running mid, but I'm not sure if that's just where he's going right now or if he is in fact in mid lane. On the Timber Saw, we've got Yours Boy. I'm butchering that name, I can guarantee you. The AIDS Giraffe is on the Shakiro. Asclap is playing that looks like the safe lane Juggernaut with Quirky on the Shadow Shaman. So that Mirana does get a decent ward out here. So just some protective vision. And we'll look to throw arrows around maybe. Maybe rotate fairly early. And it looks like Orange is going to deny a set of a creep. Dazzle does drop down a ward here. Lots of pings coming out from the Juggernaut. Wanting a ward out right there. Interesting choice. Maybe wondering if there's a ward here as well. They want 2 wards out? He's playing very scared. They get a lot of vision in this area here, which I think if you're going to put this ward out, you don't do this one. You maybe try and get it like here, because you want to cover this rune here, but that other ward is going to get like that anyway. Scouting arrow was thrown out, doesn't hit anything, but just trying to see what's going on. She did pick up a DD rune. Dazzle, I think, got that bounty rune. He'll be happy about that. Kunkka down here, just going to be farming away. So it is a mid Naga Siren up against Juice for Zeus, which I think will be alright. Naga will be able to get some good last hits with Riptide as well, from a bit of a distance. But yeah, there's one. As well as right click down this Ember early. Definitely able to trade with that 6 armor. But once Ember gets some points up in Flame Guard, I think Nog is going to be in trouble. Not the most health, but a lot of armor early. The Shimmer Saw should be fine down here. They won't have the damage to kill him early. Not once he gets a point or 2 into reactive armor. And I think Mirana should be okay to get away most of the time, but once there's a Hex and a Shackle... Oh, pause comes out from Gravity Muffins. Who, interestingly enough, Gravity was support last time, is now playing the core Mirana. A little bit of lag coming out. See, how bad is it? Yeah. Lag. Must be some packet loss going on there for them. Let's take a look at cosmetics real quick here. Ooh, not too much now. The Ember Spirit has a cosmetic blade. Kunkka, looking pretty sharp here. Has the corrupted fin blade. Look at that action shot. Looks like the Ember Spirit's good now. Got a bunch of stuff on it too. Victories, kills, triple hero ghost ships, 39. Godlike Series 4. The guy plays a bit of Kunkka. I'll have to watch out for that. And it looks like he's just going to be last sitting away. He's currently at the top of the chart, sitting at 4. And Dazzle is pretty solid at harassing. Got some points up in Poison Touch. Unfortunately, Poison Touch deals physical damage. So once Timbersaw gets some points up in a point or two up in reactive armor, he's going to be... It's not going to do a whole lot to him. I don't know if each individual tick from Poison Touch will proc the magic armor, but even if he just tanks a couple creeps and gets it up there, it'll certainly reduce it by a significant amount. They're going for the wraparound here. They're going to find the shackle shot. No leap. Goes for a right click instead. Decides not to. Too far away. Gravity only with a level 1 ice path, and Juggernaut not near enough to get any spins. Mirana would have just leapt out and it would have been a waste of mana. Really needs level 2. Have that shackle and the hex. Might even want level 3 and go like 1/1/1. But see. So far Naga is... Where are they? Naga is losing to the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit's up 6-1, but quite hurt. Really needs that bottle to come out. Looks like he's about 2 last hits away from it. But he's got to be careful though. Naga's gonna have another Riptide up here, and it's gonna be a real pain in the ass. He's used up his last tango. Regen Rune bottom. Guarantee you he wants that. Dazzle here. Enigma is farming in the jungle fairly well. Let's see that there. Could go for almost get his Soul Ring. Waiting for the clarity to tick up his mana. Timbersaw with a couple points there as well. Looks like it doesn't proc his magic, but he's dropping fairly low. That extra little bit of damage. Nice torrent coming out from the side of Cactus Charm, and that's first blood for his team. Excellent torrent, knowing where the Timbersaw is going to have to go and judging the distance just right. Excellent play coming up for him, and that does pick up the first blood for his team, so that's going to really secure him some farm. And that Timbersaw, who is struggling a fair bit, is going to be quite a ways behind now. Nomo on the Naga is able to farm up, and now that just Juice for Zeus has some points in Flame Guard, it's going to be a lot harder for this Naga to Riptide him down. Meanwhile, Gravity is sitting back, not getting... I think 8 last hits is actually not bad up against the tri-lane. So he is doing fairly well. He's going to want to back out, but he's not too scared most of the time. He's saving... Oh no. Does have that value point in Leap. Might want to get another point in it, honestly, just for the extra cooldown range, movement speed, and stuff like that. But I'll have to wait and see. Probably going to go for that point in Starstorm. Oh, arrow. Which is fine as well. Ember Spirit harassing back the Naga in the mid lane. Meanwhile, this Enigma is farming quite well. Level 4 now here at 4 minutes. So after this, he's going to be almost level 5. Just a little over halfway. And after this camp, he'll be level 5. Gonna go on this Timbersaw again. He's going to be able to chain away. No points in X to bring him back, but he's got to play very scared. And when the offlane Timber is lower level than the safe lane Kunkka and Dazzle that we're dual laning, it's not looking great so far. Meanwhile, Mirana is level 5 as well, and he's got gonna have an Aquila coming out on the way. Basebird's picked up for Kunkka, that's good. Ember is farming alright. I'm not sure where I guess he had to save it for the bottle and did go for an early bracer. So Battle Furies are going to be a ways away from him, but so far off to a good start. This Nagasharan is going for an Aquila, so not going for a straight Naked Radiance, which I think is a really good choice. Maybe get like maybe get your Phase, Aquila, and Drums. That way you can just farm up. This Enigma with Invisor is gonna look to go on the Naga Siren. That's it. She is level 6. Oh no, and the Courier comes up. She's gonna know something's up. Enigma's just gonna have to rotate back. Nomo, you know something's funky. You saw that crow go out there for pretty much no reason at all. Enigma's gonna looks like he's gonna go top instead. Gonna wander away. Wait to see if he goes on this or not. Ember Spirit does go forward. Misses the chains somehow. Not sure how. It looked like he was in range for that. Weird. Bottom lane. Kunkka and Juggernaut are tied for as far as CS goes. Then it's the Enigma and the Ember. So I think in this time, SS is getting a much better laning phase than they did last time. They did get the first blood. Their safe lane isn't getting pressured as hard. And they're able to just kind of farm very greedily, going for lots of points up in Tidebringer, no points up in X yet. Meanwhile, their Mirana is doing well also. Is maxing Arrow, which I think you get a second point in Arrow and then max Starstorm, but it's fine. Arrow can do a lot of damage if max and you land it. Doing that 460, so through about 300 pure damage. 300 damage after reductions, but still it's quite a sizable move. Not to mention he lands a decent sized one, decent length one, sorry, and that's a nice long stun. Will be really hard to land on a lot of these heroes. Shadow Shaman not too much, not so much, but the Timbersaw in general has a lot of mobility and it's not something you're gonna want to deal with. Juice is starting to pull ahead in this safe lane up ahead of the Naga. He's got about 10 CS on her. Kunkka is now top in the charts. And this game so far early is quite a bit more passive, other than that one first blood, which is off the back of a very nice torrent. Oh, and we have a Shadow Shaman disconnect. Quirky having some problems. Looks like he is going to be back. Both teams having some fun with that, though. That's good to see. Does Shadow Shaman have any interesting cosmetics? Yeah, he's boring. Enigma, do you have those fancy eidolons? I didn't think so. Ron's got some swag, though. Swag. Gravity Muffins has won a couple games as Marana. That's good to see. Inspiring some confidence in his team. Hashtag Flame Gravity Muffins. Arrow comes out. Is going to land on the Juggernaut. Not going for the Starstorm, but nothing else. Get some follow-up from it. If they had another ally there, that's probably a kill. But meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Timbersaw does get picked off again. Kunkka getting that kill? Or no, looks like the Dazzle managed to finish him off. Couple right clicks. Paying attention top when I should have been looking bottom. But just this Tidebringer damage is probably getting very difficult to deal with, as if you're taking that, it's 160 damage every 4 seconds.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
Not something you want to really deal with, especially because if it only procs one reactive armor, it won't be keeping it up. Ember Spirit does now have his phase, so his Sleight of Fist is going to do a little bit. Interesting, only putting that value point to Searing Chains, which I guess it cancels TPs, but it's not much. It's not much in the way of actual lockdown. Marana has rotated through. He's looking for an arrow. Gonna miss. But not. Is level 6. Didn't Moonlight Shadow for it though. I guess would have been pretty obvious. They're looking to go on Timbersaw again. I'm just zoning him out. Kunkka's got a regen rune bottled.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Throws out a torrent. Kind of probably just hoping. zoning him back. It's pretty cheap, especially when you got a regen rune. You might as well throw it. He's gonna pump it. So it's not to just throw out the I have a regen rune boat. Rana's looking gonna have to pull these creeps down. But she's farming fairly well. The creeps have often been, maybe not in CS, but in levels. She's level 6. Timbersaw is level 7, so they're doing about even. Kunkka with quite the dive, pulling these creeps away. Looks like they want to do some damage to this tower. It's gonna drop. Go, Dazzle, go! One more. You hit like a kitten. Oh, not going for that last hit. Timbersaw could have denied it there, decides not to. Interesting choice. Kunkka manages to farm up the creeps in the secret shop, picks up a ring of health. Mirana ult comes out. Enigma's got his black hole. Mirana's got an arrow. They're gonna look to go. Ashclap is fairly low. He's down to about a third of his health. Enigma comes out. Oh no! Black hole gets whiffed. Unfortunately, the ice path came out just at the same time. Mirana leaps into the Blade Fury. Questionable leap. He's gonna have to run away. Juggernaut finishes him off. Double kill for Jug. Ember Spirit rotates in and just gonna finish off the Shadow Shaman. And is chasing as well. Kunkka rotates in with the DD rune though. The Giraffe is gonna be in a tough place. They need to kill that ward. Haven't killed the ward just yet. That's doing a lot of healing for the Jakiro. That Tidebringer doing a lot of damage. So for the Giraffe's gonna be able to get away. Torrent, oh, just misses. Gonna get a Searing Chains. It's gonna slow down the Giraffe. Kunkka's coming back again. And I think this Jakiro's pretty much bit the dust. Yeah. So another TP coming in as well. So there's 4 heroes on the side of Siren Song's up here, but interesting back and forth. Not sure who won that engagement. It's kind of a long one. That said, the Shadow Shaman gets caught out. He's got a weave on him. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh! Oh no! The Malefice. The stun might have just stuttered him just outside of the range of the arrow. But either way, they're just going to force them back. And I think they should be able to pressure this tower a little bit. The Eidolons as well. Maybe not. Their creep wave got pulled. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Nomo's got his boots and 1,000 gold, so going to be able to decide what he wants to go for. He's got to be careful, though. I guess Ember Spirit's out of mana, but still. He hits pretty hard. You got to watch out for that. They're getting a lot of pressure from these ranged ones on the bottom lane, but Shadow Shaman gets picked off. Looks like he got cleaved down by the Kunkka. Boat comes through, so didn't catch him, but it did give them a lot of them the rum. So they're not going to be taking much damage for a little bit here. Jakiro is back. Torrent does come out. It's going to land on the Jakiro. Stun as well. Gets hit with the poison sting. Very, very slow. Kunkka's looking for a cleave, and the Jakiro is going to go down. Cleaves off of him and gets a kill. But I think he's in trouble now. Slowed up by the Juggernaut. Oh, the Moonlight Shadow does manage to come through and save him. Dazzle was there in the area if needed for the Grave Chill. Ember Spirit's got a haste rune. This Nog is probably going to be in trouble. Quickly zips forward here. Unfortunately, the chains... Oh, no, there they go. Not enough mana, though, but he's going to be able to just run down this Naga Siren. Dropping very low. Got to watch out for that burn damage. Bottling up. Going to look to go on this Ember Spirit, but... Oh, and the max Sleight of Fist damage comes out and gets the pick. So, unfortunately, they tried to turn it, but not knowing how many points he's got in the Sleight, underestimated the damage there. And a nice kill coming out for the side of Juice for Zeus. And Kunkka comes in and gets a quick kill on the Timbersaw. I didn't even see that coming. Holy crap. Just kind of melted. I thought he was at full health. So Kunkka going for that Battle Fury build, though. Looking to do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Gravity Muffins is pushing the Juggernaut back. He does have his support sitting here on the side. That is Gravity, the stand-in. Playing for them. And Juice for Zeus is going for a Battle Fury of his own. Got a couple TP scrolls and that Perseverance on the way. Halfway to the Claymore if he wants it. Meanwhile, Kunkka is again 1,000 away from his, so these are going to be coming out fairly good. And when they do, it's going to be a very large amount of cleave damage coming out for the side of SS. Not to mention, they're gonna once they get some points up in another point up in Weave, with the extra duration, it's going to be quite devastating. Enigma doing a good job farming. No Blink Dagger yet. Going for drums, oddly. Looking to tank up and didn't go for the Soul Ring, so jungle was a little slow. Not quite as much sustain, but a little more team fight presence maybe with the, or just team presence with the going for the auras. Picks up a regen rune. Kunkka's in the top lane, doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately here, Gravity Muffins gets caught out. Nice shackle as well. Blade Fury gets graved. Kunkka's dropping very low though, gets hexed up and zapped, but hasn't gone down yet. Gravity's dropping very low, comes out as well. But at the meantime, Cactus Charm is able to turn it and gets a kill, a double kill on the two supports. Now it's this Ass Clap support or core up against the Dazzle support. Healing Ward able to do a lot of damage. Holy crap, damage! One more right click. Nice play coming out from Gravity there. Very heads up play, taking out that ward and then throwing out the Shadow Weave when he knew he was surrounded by 3 heroes. 2 more right clicks and dropped him. A great fight coming out for the side of SS. They get 3 kills for 2, and they drop. More importantly, they drop that core even though their Kunkka did go down. Still think that was an excellent fight. Naga Siren, 1400 gold, so working towards that relic. Ember Spirit's almost got his. Kunkka 300 away from his Battle Fury. And sorry, not his relic, but I meant his Battle Fury. He's 1,000 out as well now. Timbersaws, unfortunately, hasn't had a whole lot of an impact. He's felt almost too squishy and hasn't been able to really pick up any momentum and start getting kills. Especially with the Kunkka Rum. A lot of these fights, he's landed really good ships, or at least coated his entire team in that rum. So really, really neutering the damage coming out for the side of 5C1H. Nice Tidebringer hit, doing a lot of damage to that Naga Siren. That's got to be frustrating. And this Kunkka is being played very well. Mirana ult comes out. Mirana's looking to go top. Unfortunately, the wards are on this tower, so it's going to drop fairly quickly. But we'll see what she wants to do. Nothing yet. Does have the Dazzle nearby. Chasing the Shadow Shaman. Oh, fortunately it turns right. That arrow might have hit. Chains come out onto the Juggernaut. Pops an Illusion Rune. Nothing yet. Torrent. I didn't see where that was going. Ice Path onto the Ember Spirit, but he's gonna be able to walk away. Gonna look to go on the Jakiro, dropping very low, gets hit, and is gonna drop. Unfortunately, Shadow Shaman dropping very low. That extra damage from the weave though doesn't take many points when you only have 3 armor. Timbersaw's dropping low. Mirana gets caught out though. Is gonna drop to the Juggernaut. Does his ulti use? His ulti was still level 1 though in that very, very long 130-second cooldown. Is he going for a Battle Fury as well? Interesting choice. Ember Spirit just sitting here gonna pull the creeps out. Kunkka does pick up a Battle Fury of his own. And so he's gonna look to fight. He's gonna be able to clear all these out very quickly. This Juggernaut's not gonna be happy if he gets hit by that. Torrent coming out is gonna miss, unfortunately. But that Healing Ward keeping them alive. And the Mirana is rotating up. Moonlight Shadow still on cooldown. Probably going to look to land an arrow. Juggernaut's farming this camp here. Going for it. I guess it is a Battle Fury, and this arrow is going to land. Excellent arrow coming out from Gravity Muffins, knowing what it's going to be. Unfortunately, fires the Starstorm without leaping forward. Torrent a little late to follow up. Ember Spirit does zip forward. Nothing to shackle to, though. And that's his Battle Fury as well. So these core items are coming out a lot quicker for the side of SS than 5C1H, and it's just quality fights. They're just winning these fights, 13-5. They do lose their bottom tower to the Naga, but I think Naga might drop to the Enigma. Yeah, you got to TP out, buddy. Come back, and those Eidolons are gonna hurt. Not able to go down. Enigma does have Black Hole, so, and gonna have a Blink Dagger up here very soon, so even more team fight coming out early. Jakiro picks up an Invision under the nose of the Ember Spirit, so denies him that regen. Does get the Ice Path on him, and probably just going for a little bit of harass. Force him to go back to base maybe. Kunkka does come in, lands the X, Torrent. No mana for both though. Does have it now, but not gonna throw it. One Tidebringer comes through, does a lot of damage. If he wants to go. In the meantime, we get a Sheep and Shackle up onto the Dazzle. It's trying to drop very low. Arrow comes out of nowhere, lands on the Timbersaw. Dazzle gets the Grave off, and is going to start to TP out. Juggernaut doesn't want to use his ulti for this. But Jakiro's dropping very low. Who's that stuck in there? That's ward trapped Kunkka, who is going to drop. Shadow Shaman goes down as well to the Mirana. So far it's a 2-for-1 though. The Jakiro did end up dropping. Not sure who got that kill. I guess it was the Ember Spirit. And that's a Juggernaut ulti onto the Ember. He's going to finish him off and he's going to be able to run out of there. So an excellent fight coming from Ascalap. He's 200 away. He'll have his own Battle Fury. Meanwhile, Naga has been quietly farming away up to 3,000 gold. So 800 away from the Relic. Timbersaw did go for the Soul Ring, so looking to make his way towards that Bloodstone eventually. Oops, sorry. Misclick. But we'll have to see. Still only the one tower taken for the side of the 5 Corys. They've got a few more of those to take. Naga did manage to rat down that bottom one, and is probably going to be able to do the same with these mirror images up at top lane. I'll have to see what he wants to do. Pops them, and yeah, this is going to drop. No, there's a glyph, so they are going to pop it, TP in, and look for the deny. Gravity Muffins is able to, nope, unable to get it. Naga does get that last hit. That's going to put him only 300 away from his Relic. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Enigma, Blink Dagger in tow, is going to be looking for a Black Hole. Juggernaut does pick up that Battle Fury, so his Omni Slash is going to be doing a lot of damage, and his farm is also going to accelerate quite a bit. Look for him to go now into that Ag Scepter. I think Kunkka's probably going to go for a crit or a Blink Dagger next. If he goes Blink, you know, the old X yourself and then Blink forward. Ember Spirit looks forward. He's going on 2, and he's going to quickly get the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman's going to burn down just to his Flame Guard. Unfortunately, the Ice Path misses. Naga Siren's ulti does come out, and she's going to look just to run away. Torrent does miss. No, oh, Enigma blinks forward, unable to get it. But looks like they're going to run. And so they got no way to pull her back, but good fight coming out from them, and they can push this tower now. They know that the Naga ulti is still on cooldown for another 100 seconds. They've got their Black Hole. They can go in whenever they want, and there's not a whole lot they can do. Shaman's going to be responding. He does his ulti. Juggernaut's coming in from behind, though, and he's going to see the Mirana. He might solo Omni Slasher. Just lets her walk right by. Decides not worth it. And this is going to be a tower. They do fort. Looking to go. Ember Spirit leaps forward, gets the chains onto the Jakiro. Jakiro's dropping very low, gets cleaned up by the Ember Spirit as well. Omni Slash coming through, but unfortunately it's split between too many targets. The Black Hole is used, and that is going to drop down the Juggernaut, even though he is battle free, and he does get picked off. Mirana gets the final hit. Ember Spirit gets a latch onto the Naga Siren. She's going down. Nice grave onto Cactus Charm there. One more slight. The Ember Spirit gets a double kill. And Gravity is chasing this Timbersaw. He wants a kill, and it is going to get it. Gravity is dominating on this Dazzle, 4-0-6. Excellent play coming out for him, and a 3-for-0 and the tower. Excellent fight coming out from the side of SS. Enigma is going to find a haste rune, decides to leave it for somebody else. Ember Spirit, Mithril Hammer, so maybe a Desolator. We'll have to see in a second here. If he's going Desolator, he's got enough to get the next one. If he's going BKB, he can just kind of... Oh, and it is a Desolator build. So they're going for that very, very scary minus armor strat. Now, if you don't know, the Ember Spirit's Sleight of Fist will put unique attack modifiers on the targets hit by Sleight, such as Iascoti or Desolator. So that's -7 armor for everything that gets hit by the Sleight of Fist, on top of the Dazzle Weave. So if the Dazzle Weave is on for like 5 seconds, and then you get Sleight of Fisted, you are -13 armor on your entire team. And Shadow Shaman only has 3 armor. Timbersaw, without any points in reactive, has 2. Jakiro's got 6 with the Bassi. Naga Siren has a fair bit, sitting at 14, and I believe Juggernaut does as well, sitting at 13. But that's going to put them down to 0, and these heroes aren't innately tanky due to strength. Like, they're all sitting around 1,000 HP or less. 1,200 for the Juggernaut, though, as he does have that drum. Naga Siren doesn't, though. Still trying to get that Radiance. Unfortunately died there and wasn't able to finish farming the Relic beforehand. But 500 gold story away from the Desolator there. 900 gold recipe. Nomo is gonna get gone on by the Ember Spirit. Probably looking to just force out a song. Probably not expecting to quite get the kill. Unless, oh, he doesn't get the song off in time. Unfortunately, let him slight too much. I guess you can't use any spells while he's Searing Chained. Yeah. Unfortunately, They're just not quite able to get it off in time. The extra damage from the cleave onto the creeps really hurting. And he has that Desolated finish now, so his Slight is going to be doing an absurd amount of damage. Enigma is sitting off the wings. Black Hole is up in 30 seconds. And they're just going to chip this tower. Not to mention, that's another thing they do, is none of these heroes innately push the base very well. But with the Desolator, it's going to really help out the push just from everything. All the right clicks and stuff. And I mean, you win enough fights, any hero can push the base, but it's not something that none of the heroes are designed for. All the heroes are designed to fight. So Desolator now up on that Ember Spirit, probably going to go for a crit. I think Kunkka is going, yeah, Kunkka is going for a crit of his own. Does have that Demon Edge up. Ember Spirit, let's see what this... He's going to be hitting very hard now. Yeah, look at that. 4 creeps. Look, they want to push down this last outer tower before they go high ground as well, though. Maybe go for a Roshan, secure it for one of their Ember Spirit or their Kunkka. But there's no, unfortunately, there's only this one very defensive ward on the side of 5C1H. Pretty much this is pushing bottom. Kunkka is going as well, and he is 900 away from that that Chrysalis. So 1900 away from his Daedalus. 1000 and 5 and 450. Okay, so 1950 away from his Daedalus. So, but he again, that Tidebringer is also physical damage, so all these heroes are gonna get picked up. Scouting arrow comes out. Don't think it's on anyone. Ember Spirit slides forward. Doesn't get anybody yet though. Just forcing back the Juggernaut. He gets clipped by a Tidebringer and loses a quarter of his health. He's not gonna be happy with that. They did see the Timbersaw and the Shadow Shaman over here. Ember Spirit zipping forward very aggressively. Gets a chain off on the Ember Spirit. Or sorry, the Timbersaw. Timbersaw drops very low. Nice Black Hole on 2 into the boat as well. That's going to clean up the Shadow Shaman and the Naga Siren. Unfortunately, the Ice Path just off. The Juggernaut ulti, though, hardly does anything, trying to cleave through, but just not enough. Ember Spirit does get the chains on the Jakiro as well, and that's a triple kill for Cactus. He's going to be very happy with that, and that's his, almost got his Daedalus now. So that damage from the Ember Spirit is just crazy. He's going to zip forward and clean up these creeps. And they could probably go high ground now as well. They have the tools to do so. Naga Siren is down for 20 seconds up. And they're looking to go. They clean up that creep wave very quick, and they're going to do some chip damage to this tower. They'll probably be able to get the tower. Juggernaut's just got to sit off to the side and watch. Enigma blinks, kills the ward. Very cheeky play. Fort does come out. Naga Siren's going to be up in 8 seconds. Shaman drops the wards defensively. Ember Spirit's looking to go, though. He wants to go. Gets chained up, and this might be a bad time for him. Looks like he lagged a little bit, tried to zip out and have something. He does get graved by Dazzle, though. The boat comes through and he manages to zip away. Boat lands as well, and that's a triple kill for the Kunkka off the back of a very nice boat into a Torrent combo with the Tidebringer. Naga manages to get the song off at about 40 health. Tower still hasn't gone down. They're just cleaning up these wards. Kunkka's looking to pursue, but decides not to. And this is the lane of Rax. SS playing very well in this game. They had a much better laning phase, and they just seem to be ahead from the beginning. I haven't even checked the graphs, but they're heavily in favor. Dazzle picks up a Blink Dagger. Not sure what he's doing with that. Kunkka's, yeah, there's his Daedalus. But he's going to hit very hard. Torrent, boat. Torrent landed. Boat's going to land on the Dazzle. Holy crits, Batman! That used to be a Shadow Shaman right there. Now it's just a puddle of blood. Poor Shaman. Tough day to be a 5-roll support with an urn and a magic wand and a pair of boots. There's only so much you can do when the 1-roll Kunkka decides to crit you in the face. You gonna sell that? Is he gonna go for another Daedalus? I don't know. Ember Spirit's got a BKB coming out, so it goes for a defensive item after 2 very aggressive ones. And they're thinking about doing Roche, but they decide, nah, we can just push and take this next set of racks. Kunkka does pick up another Demon Edge though, so going for the double Daedalus, the Daedal-Eye, as it were. Chains come out onto nothing, just creeps it looks like. Or an illusion I didn't see. But he's almost got his BKB. Sorry about that, Skype's beeping at me. And they are going to rotate into Roshan. So, well, maybe. They have no vision. You've had them in their base for the last 20 minutes. Not 20, obviously, but they're going to be able to go for this. Rosh dropping very quickly with the anti-armor coming out from the, and all the damage coming out from these two cores and the minus armor from the Ember Spirit. Kunkka's going to be the one, want to be the one to tank this. He's got a fair bit more health. And that's a quick Roshan. Kunkka picks up the Aegis, and they're going to look to finish, probably finish the game, push in mid lane. Enigma is going to have a BKB of his own very quick. He's only about 175 gold away. 75 gold away now. Ron's pushing up the top lane. I haven't really talked about her items a whole lot. Did pick up the Maelstrom, so her split push is a fair bit better, and does go for Yasha as well. Just cheap, cost-effective items. Just mid-game or very mid-game orientated. Looking to finish now. Kunkka wants to finish now as well. He's got an Aegis. Almost 2 Daedalus. But holy crap, that's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, these supports, the Shadow Shaman, if he's got any minus armor on him, he's actually just potential to just be one shot. If he's got a say 5 ticks of weave on him, he could just be one shot by a Tidebringer crit onto a creep, or if he gets nicked by a Sleight of Fist, he's toast. Jakiro, I don't think is much better off. He's got a little bit more health and a fair bit more armor, but he's not great. Also, this Timbersaw is just in such a scary place. Like that one right there, that could have killed Shadow Shaman, that crit, if it hits him. Now, Jakiro is going to get quickly bursted down by the Ember Spirit. Nicely forward. Juggernaut does go out and gets the leap off. Unfortunately, doesn't really do a whole lot. He gets hit and crit, and this poor Shadow Shaman is dropping very low. Does get the wards down a little further down the hill, so it's going to keep the creep wave out of his base. Naga Siren does have the Radiance now, so they have a chance. Anytime you have a Naga Siren and can prevent them from pushing out the base, you have a chance. Naga can push out these mega creeps with her illusions and Riptide and Radiance Burn. This would have to go to a 70-minute game, but they could do it. The only problem is, like, Naga could do it, but Kunkka and Ember Spirit, with all their cleave, they probably say no. Oh! Just manages to dodge that. It cleans up all her illusions in one go, and that's going to be a quickly killed Naga Siren. She doesn't get off the song in time. Boat's coming through. That's going to land on the Juggernaut. Oh, it doesn't. He still had his Blade's Fury up. Oh, quickly picked off by the Sleight of Fist there. And Kunkka's looking to finish off the Shadow Shaman. Oh! And that is a crit. Quickly blows up the Kunkka. He buys another Chrysalis. He's still got an Aegis. This has got to be pretty much game. They're going to clean up this mid set of racks. Probably go top next. And that'll be all she wrote. Just can't see the Ember Spirit's leaping forward, gets the sleight off, and the chains. Unfortunately, I think that's all she wrote of the Timbersaw. They're just having fun now. They're just playing. There's the GG. And all in all, an excellent game coming out from the side of SS. Very dominant. If you look at the final graphs, 30,000 experience and 30,000 gold ahead. It would have been incredibly stupid. The celebratory GG. The Ancient blows up before they can make anything happen from it. So, good game, well played from both teams. Fun games, exciting games to cast. If you enjoy the cast and the league itself, feel free to buy the Ad2L Season 5 ticket. It'll let you watch a lot of these amateur teams. And just because it's an amateur tournament doesn't mean it's not fun, good Dota to watch. So, feel free to pick up that ticket. I think it's only a couple bucks in the Dota store. And you can catch some VODs if you missed it on my YouTube account, as well as you can watch it here on Twitch if you want. And I am at WolfDota. You can follow me on Twitter and my YouTube account, as well as my Twitch account. And thank you very much for joining. Today's games were Sirens Songs 2-0 up against 5C1H. And thanks for joining.